when you're on the ground and upset and face on the floor and you're crying and it doesn't.
Is there anything someone can ever say that shows you they're not your person?
I don't care about you. If they really don't have an interest in caring about you. If you hear that I'm upset, or you hear that your wife's upset, you should care. I'm not talking about the surface level, like, okay, I don't care about that right now. I'm talking about the deep, it does not affect me. When you're on the ground and upset and face on the floor and you're crying and it doesn't affect you because you don't care, that to me is, they're not your person. If you want to know if somebody is your person, have they asked how you're doing? I've seen so many people go on dates or have relationships and they say, yeah, they were nice, but I don't think they ever really asked about me. They just talked about themselves, as they just needed to, rent an ear for a little bit because they just made it all about themselves. Those are people that are not going to be your people. If you want to know if they are your person, you don't have to ask them, why don't you ask about me? They will naturally want to know more about you. You don't have to ask. I had this one time where a woman asked me, I went on a date and he really didn't ask about me, that much. I'm not really sure what to do. I said, don't go on another date. If they're not going to just ask about you in the basics, how could they ever want to know about you when things are hard, when they will be hard? There's no getting around it. They will be hard. That's how you know if they are your person. They're willing to have the deep, hard conversation.
How do you know if your relationship just has so many arguments that it's beyond saving? How do you know that it's gone too far?
When you look back and the other person is 10 miles behind you.
Explain that.
When you're doing it alone. That you've read all the books, you've read all the materials, you're listening to all the podcasts. You might be listening to this episode and going, I desperately want to heal my marriage, my relationship. I don't know what to do, because most likely they're the only ones with an oar in their hand trying to paddle, and the other person is just in the back with their arms folded. I don't want to be here. Does it not bother you that we are in conflict right now? I don't really care. It's really your fault. And they feel like they're the only ones that are there. These people that it doesn't matter what technique you do. It doesn't matter how much you push. They are someone that will never try and reach for you. So how do you know when it's enough that you've put out your hand and they're unwilling to take it? And you just look back in the rearview mirror and they're okay with leaving it.
Yeah, and I think the hard part is sometimes people show these glimpses of or rays of hope, and then you believe that, and then they go back to being the way they were.
Yeah.
And they kind of oscillate between showing you they care momentarily, but then going back to not caring, and it's so hard to know which one to invest in and which one to believe.
I think that the more honest of a conversation you can have with that person, the more honest reflection of what kind of relationship you have. Like we talked about at the beginning, Jay, if I can't have the hard conversation with you, then how deep is our relationship? If look at the relationship itself, if it's only surface level conversations, I'll show you a surface level relationship. But if you're willing to have the hard talks, I can show you a much deeper relationship. What's your capacity for the difficult? And people will show you the glimpses in conversation of, oh, there's that person that I like, and then it's gone. Well, that's because it's only a side effect. It's not the main symptom.
Yeah.
They're only putting on the show to keep you entertained. It's like a slot machine, they just want to keep you addicted just for a little bit longer. And you have to look back and go, what am I getting from this in real time? What am I truly getting from this? Am I enough just by myself? I think that's the deeper issue of feeling, if I don't have this person, who am I?
Yeah. And that's why we don't say how we feel. It's why we mold who we are. It's why we tolerate bad behavior and bad words and bad communication, because we don't feel like we're fulfilled without them.
Yeah.
And so we'd rather have a painful existence with them than a potentially painful or long-term non-painful existence without them.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate what you're saying, because it shows that there are real ramifications and consequences to poor communication.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of us will just tolerate and elongate those periods, hoping things will just get better or go away. But the reality is that people don't change their communication patterns that quickly.
Yeah.
And that's a harsh reality. It's a harsh truth.
Things don't change if things don't change. You know, I know that when you have those moments where you go, I wish things were different in our communication. Yeah, that takes time. That takes real, raw vulnerability. It is my belief that love is self-disclosure. If I really want you to know me, I'm going to disclose everything. And if I want to know you, I need you to disclose everything. I need radical honesty in this relationship, to know that I'm never going to be too much. They need to know. My wife needs to know. She's never going to be too much. And when you can create the element of safety in conversation, you create a relationship that can be impenetrable to anything from the outside. When things get stressful and stuff and that tension, you kind of bond together, right? But if there's a source in between you and you can't address it, if you can't take care of that, it's never the outside in, it's always the inside out that ruins you.
Yeah.